Just 45 minutes north of Santa Fe off New Mexico 68, near the village of Alcalde, is the historic property Los Luceros. This ranch was originally founded in 1703 as an outpost and agricultural center by the Serrano brothers, who settled this area to obtain a land grant from the King of Spain. But the property is most notably recognized as the former home of Mary Cabot Wheelwright. I booked a tour of the property with its site manager CJ to learn how it evolved from a Spanish outpost to the residence of a Yankee heiress.
From the Serrano family, one of the Serrano daughters married a Lucero, hence the name Los Luceros, or the Luceros. And that name pretty well stuck. It stayed in the Lucero family for many years until the early 1920s, when they lost the place to receivership. In 1923, Mary Cabot Wheelwright bought the place. Mary Cabot Wheelwright came from a shipping family in the Northeast, but had visited San Gabriel Dude Ranch, which was an establishment just south of here that catered to Easterners with money. And they would come out here to experience the West. And as many others did during that time and still do, fell in love with the place. And she held the property until 1958 when she passed away. But in the process of living here, got very close to the Navajo culture, met an individual by the name of Hosteen Cloth, a Navajo medicine man. He helped her develop an appreciation for Navajo art, their songs, their stories, and she began to collect those things because she knew even at that time that if something wasn't done, much of their culture would be lost. And she collected enough material to actually start the Wheelwright Museum of the American Indian in Santa Fe.
And so during that time, was she hosting other Easterners that came west? Or?
She actually did, and visitors of some note. Willa Cather visited here, the author of Death Comes to the Archbishop. Of course, everybody seems to have heard of D.H. Lawrence. Mabel Dodge Lujan. George O'Keeffe, of course, was a common visitor. We also think that Ansel Adams visited here, although we don't know of any photographs that he made of the place at that time. During Mary Cabot's time, they raised cattle here. The cowboys were employed. A traditional kind of cowboy atmosphere, if you will, surrounded them, plus an immersion in the native culture that was here. And so all of that combined with a beautiful property served to attract them.
Yeah, it was just a hotbed right in the middle. You
yeah,
get everything.
Yeah, that's where things were happening. It was an in place. And in those days, when you came for a visit, you stayed like 2 weeks. And so, you know, all of them had an opportunity to sort of absorb the atmosphere and enjoy the beauty of the site. And if the walls could talk,
I imagine.
you could spend hours listening to what they had to say.
Right.
Because you know that there were some great conversations in here.
And so even when I'm looking now, there's a lot of relics. Are these original relics from that time period?
It's hard to say. There were so many owners over the years, particularly in that Anglo period. The furniture and accoutrements are a mixture of the influence of all those people. The piano here in the Grand Sala is said to have come from the Mary Cabot era, when it was supposed to have been a gift from John D. Rockefeller.
There's a story to go with every room of this home, so we head out to explore more of the Hacienda. After touring the entirety of the Casa Grande, we make our way to the 18th century chapel before heading out to the apple orchards and farm.
As you turn off the main road and start down the hill into the valley, when you cross the Acequia Madre, the Mother Ditch, the world changes. It truly is a jewel in northern New Mexico.
It is a gem indeed. To visit the rancho, call ahead to make an appointment. Aside from private tours, the property hosts events and workshops and even an apple harvest. For a romantic or quiet weekend getaway, inquire about the guest home on the property.